Good evening. It's been a while since I did a new pepper video, but I'm down here in Texas visiting my mother-in-law, so we took a few trips in search of peppers, and I don't know why I expected Walmart to carry anything different than they do up in Michigan, which they didn't, other than cactus leaves, and all the peppers were identical. Another sign of the times over specialization of product lines, playing it safe, in other words. Um, so we went to this Mexican place, grocery store called Fiesta today, and I was able to find a few. First of which I have lined up is called the Chilaca. I think that's how it's pronounced. Chilaca. When dried, it is known as the pasilla, which some companies stupidly refer to the poblano as. When we get them at work at Walmart, they have the boxes of poblano peppers, the fresh ones no less, say pasilla on them, which I found is erroneous, because the poblano is, when it's dried, is known as ancho. Chilaca, when it's dried, is known as pasilla. But they are both capsicum annuum, and both this really dark green color. This one's supposed to be mild to medium hot. I guess I'll find out. So, pop off the crop. Wow, that came off really easily, actually. Very good. That'll be coming with me back to Michigan to go in my jar. So, let us break it open. Oh, wow. Smells like a... Well, you picture fresh jalapeno, or kind of similar smell to a dried jalapeno, like when you get food seasoned with dried jalapeno dust, like chips and whatnot. Okay, so Chilaca. There's a little bitterness. Nice crisp texture. Rich, earthy, but with the green hints, annuum flavor. Not as watery as some of the annuums I've had. As you can see, the flesh is pretty thin. Oh. Not really many seeds, and I'm not sure if I'm going to get any viable out of this since it's not ripe yet. If I do, that'd be nice. I'd like to grow these eventually. I love having a diverse array of seeds available. No kicked at all so far. I thought I detected a faint tingle at first, but nothing lingered by the time I was done chewing, so I'm guessing it might have just been psychosomatic. Trying to get some seeds out of this. There we go. I could taste the capsaicinoids before I could detect the heat. It was like that florally dry rush of flavor. Oh. signature low-end annuum burn. Pricklies on the tongue, trickling down into the throat, but not a sharp sting. Flavor profile similar to the Serrano and the Poblano, somewhere in that general vicinity. All three of those similar color scheme, the darker green. I'd say this and the Poblano are probably, out of those mentioned, probably the closest, but I could be wrong on that one too. Similar flavor. That dry fruit-ish, florally, really aromatic burst of flavor that the capsaicin imparts coming through. Almost like the flavor of raspberry soda, but without any of the sweetness. A little bit of chlorophyll coming through now. Oh, it trickled back, fell and got stuck right in here before I could swallow it. That last little bit had a little bit more heat in it. Ooh. Strong right in there. Top of my tongue. Similar sensation to that extra hot hatch pepper I had. Overall, not quite as hot, but definitely front of the tongue especially really got hit. Try not to chew on this tooth. I think I got a new cavity, but been sensitive for a couple of days now. Faint bit heat on the forehead. Not really sweating, but could feel the tip of the tongue has got a really decent whack of heat going on. Lips are glowing a bit. Thankfully that sting in my throat went away quickly. Bit of drool happening. And a little bit of nasal build up here. So yeah, on par with the Anaheim level heat. Poblano, somewhere in that lower region. It's settling a little bit of a sunburn type sensation on my lips. Tip of the tongue's got a pretty strong sting going. Top of my tongue. Roof of my mouth feels faintly numb-ish. Maybe faint pepper flavor lingering, but pretty negligible. Typical annuum flavor for the Poblano, Jalapeno, Serrano, Anaheim. That general region of flavor. Smell-wise, it smelled very much like what dried jalapeno used in seasoning smells like. Color scheme closer to a Poblano. Flavor-wise, it had faint bitterness, but not really any tart or sweet hints at all. Similar to a Poblano, thinner, slightly thinner flesh than like a jalapeno, for instance, or a bell pepper. But yeah, very much mild heat. But it last little bit had a little bit more concentrated. Actually, my eyebrows are starting to sweat now. So yeah, the glow concentrated on my lips, tip of the tongue, roof of the mouth, a little bit on the top of the tongue and back, but tends to be right on the tip of the tongue and on the roof of my mouth. Feels numb to taste, as I usually say. So yeah, still got a decent glow happening, but I've pretty much covered all the bases for flavor and burn profile, so I'm going to let you go on this one. Thanks for watching, and I will see you sometime in the near future here. I got a couple more lined up. Bye-bye.